Welcome back. In this video, I wanted to go over the Simple Storage Service, or S3. This is one of the most important services AWS has to offer. This service is object-based storage service that offers scalability, availability for your files, security, and performance. You can pretty much store any type of file with this service. S3 is designed for 11 nines of durability, and it is used by a lot of the other AWS services, and also has a lot of use cases like data lakes, backup and restore, and to run cloud-native applications, and so on. Now, bucket names in AWS must be unique. Think of a bucket name like a website URL. No two can be exactly the same. And when creating these buckets, you must keep in mind that this is a region-based service. So if your main users are in a certain part of the world, you may want to create the S3 bucket in that region to better serve them. Like I stated earlier, you can store any type of file in S3, and everything we store in S3 is an object. These objects consist of a key, value, and version ID. The key is basically the name of the object. So when you hear or see key, just think of it being the name of the object. The value is just the data itself. And the version ID is used to track the changes of the file. We also have metadata, which is simply more information about the data. And these objects live in a container called a bucket. Now, when you upload files to an S3 bucket, anything over 5 gigabytes will require a multi-part upload. This basically means the file will be uploaded into smaller parts into the S3 bucket. The maximum size a single file can be is 5 terabytes, and the lowest is 0 bytes. AWS does claim to have virtually unlimited data with S3, and that is because no company that uses S3, not even Netflix, has been able to reach its limit. Now, I just want to mention some of the features S3 has to offer, like transfer acceleration, which speeds up the data uploads to the S3 bucket. This uses the CloudFront network in order to accomplish this. Also, the event feature, which can trigger things like Lambda functions, SNS, SQS, and so on. Like in this example, where upon the upload of this file to the S3 bucket, it triggers the Lambda function to send an alert to an SNS topic that eventually sends you an email. We can also use S3 to host our static websites. Static websites are websites where the content doesn't really change, like a blog website. We can also use versioning in a bucket, where it keeps track of the changes to the files and keeps copies of older versions for different use cases. And finally, we have replication, where we can replicate files to other S3 buckets for redundancy or other use cases. I hope in this video you learned a little more about S3 and its use cases. I'll see you in the next video.